Good afternoon. In Assessment 1A, I was attempting to determine what I thought was a quality aspect of an empowering teacher for students in dimensions of learning engagement, classroom environment, and pedagogical practice. I chose to reflect on my own understanding of the voice in the classroom and where the balance of power was given in a democratic context. Within my reflection, I concluded that advocating for students' voice in the classroom and avoiding a monostructural teacher discourse was the best way to encourage engagement and provide a learning environment with no negative expectations on students. Upon some afterthought to this assessment and some influence on research from readings, other assessments, and professional videos, there has been a change in my understanding of the utility of voice in the classroom. Teachers' shared voice is a process of instruction, not classroom control. Collaborative voice is not just an act of integrating a social classroom environment, but as a vessel for information to act as facilitation for further learning and student guidance. It's obvious teachers in the classroom aren't just student minders or walking instruction manuals, but they provide the differentiation ability in classrooms, the context of learning, and the role as a stakeholder in education process of young learners. This facilitation of learning guides students for inquiry-based practice or amongst collaborative environments or within specific structured learning sequences. This understanding of the facilitating ability of teachers and inquiry learning came from research done in my science pedagogy subject. Dunlop et al. 2015 discusses the importance a teacher has in establishing classroom engagement and focus created due to the teacher's consideration of students' needs, but also the tools teachers use to develop this knowledge. This article, in conjunction with the Australian Institute of Teaching and School Leadership video reviewed in Week 5 module of Leah Partridge, her inquiry-based learning practice gave me insight into how we, as the educators, must take the students' needs and create a meaningful structure of information by using their curiosities and interests to create enticing context for learning. She had attained this through engaging students in conversations about their own learning and recording this as an assessment of their current understanding, achievement of outcomes, and their future learning goals. Leah uses her effective teacher voice in the classroom to guide students through practical hands-on inquiry experiences. While she has consistently given them continuous feedback and has a strong presence in the classroom discourse, this is to facilitate and emphasise teachable moments in these activities. Similarly, Mr. Napier, in a supplied professional teaching video, demonstrates his ability to design a meaningful literacy activity by guiding students through the sequence where their own experiences form the teachable moments of the lesson. He facilitates this learning through the clear instruction and collaborative organisation. This organisation of the learning environment alludes back to recent reading I had done where Walsh, 2017, comments on the design multi-literacies teachers can introduce into the classroom. Whilst it is the students who find gainful engagement through multimodal learning, it is the facilitation of classroom teachers that employ the use of these various modes of text and are introduced in specific attempts to improve learning. Ashan and Smith, 2016, discuss how teachers are in the best position to create these engaging practices, as they know students what need to be taught and what tools should be used. These approaches of adapting student-focused activities and applying consistent pedagogical assurances is the meaning of effective practice, and will relate back to designing quality learning environments. Whilst the balance of voice in the classroom must not be entirely monostructural, I now understand the distinction between teacher-guided classroom experiences through facilitation of learning versus the negative approach of teacher-directed forced learning of material.